Welcome everybody to this Division 2 matchup between IPE, Quetzalcoatl, and the DGC Profits. It's March 29th. My name is Mod Hobbs, and I am here joined with Caustic. Say hello, Caustic.
Hello, everyone. I'm back in the caster booth, back
Always
ready
glad
for
to
some
have
more
you here.
casting matches. Div 2
Uh,
exciting match.
a really exciting match. Quetzalcoatl is an absolute very strong team. I haven't seen much of DGC Profits yet this season. Looking forward to seeing what they have for us. And just speaking of that, we can pop over to introduce to you
Start with
today's starting
Quetzalcoatls.
lineups. Quetzalcoatl is Shan and Ben D. Straw on DPS today. Gabe will be taking your tank role. And on your back line, your support will be Phoenix, that's with 2 eyes, and Pleb.
Yeah, and on the side of the Prophets, we're going to have Hydrate and Koga as your DPS. Dreadnought will be your tank. Swazi and Whooper will be your supports. Swazi goes by Swazi Jazzy in game, so that'll be fun to keep an eye on. The Jazzy with the Lucio Lucio info and showing off the Lucio has a Lucio profile pic in game as well. So
I wonder if they're going to play Lucio.
I'm not sure.
Well, Nepal is a really great map for Lucio. Lots of pits to boop into. And it's actually very interesting that we don't get to see this map very often in this season. Everybody has been going to Lijiang because it feels everyone feels like they prefer Lijiang um, to any the other 2 maps that are available to them in the map pool. Week 6 here.
Yeah, week
These
6.
So this is what now, halfway through the season, or
This is just about at the end. Week 6 out of 7, from what I've been
oh
told, at
my
least.
good heavens, we're closing
Yeah,
in on the end of it. And Quetzalcoatl was undefeated going into last week as well, and it was a very close match for them. Um, they had a fantastic run up to that, and uh, they had only dropped 1 map going into last week. They're now at only 3 maps total dropped all season. So I'm
yeah,
looking forward to seeing these 2 teams and what we're gonna be able to get out of them as we approach the the shrine.
yeah. The
Be about
Shrine, a very good starting map. This is one of the maps that can really flip depending on momentum. A lot of up close and personal battles, so this will be a fun one to see. If I'm not mistaken, Quetzalcoatl is currently your 2nd seed team, and
they
GGC
are.
Profits are your 4th seed team. Early on, Gabe is showing this Roadhog. Kind of an interesting composition. I do expect to see Bendy Straw on this Tracer. Shan and Hydrate are going for the TP strats. But Dreadnought could honestly run it down with the ball. I could see that happening. And
Yeah, if Shan is gonna stay on this Symmetra, that might end up boding very well for them, especially with Pleb here on the Mizuki. It might actually completely counter out this Dreadnought. They're both going up high. Dreadnought already coming in as well. The Kitty Cat taking a weak angle. Dreadnought has to pull back to get a little bit more, just to stabilize a little bit, and they're gonna give that high ground space, but it's okay. They're already on the back of point. And oh, Shan finding Dreadnought in this fight. The tank going down early, and that is going to be a very quick map flip for Quetzalcoatl.
yeah, Quetzalcoatl honestly might have a little bit of the benefit in this composition wise, just because of the fact that you have that Roadhog, not a very standard pick, but that Roadhog will be able to help out with dealing with this Wrecking Ball a little bit, as Wrecking Ball's going to continuously try and touch, but Gabe is going to take on
Couple
Koga
picks
afterwards.
from both sides here. Both sides dealing out a lot of damage. Whooper on that cat not really being able to help out their team very much. Dreadnought ends up dying to Pleb, and 25% now here on the ticker for Quetzalcoatl.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun matchup as Whooper sent Koga up high. in this kind of
Oh,
backline
Hydrate
area.
ends up taking an early L. And without that backline pressure, there's no... And the meow, meow, meow from Whooper.
Yeah.
For good measure. Koga falling a little bit low here. Just trying to stabilize, holding this high ground, waiting for their Tracer to return. They actually, Hydrate has switched over to the Reaper now. They are 5, able to hold that out, and Dreadnought finds Shan. That's going to be a nice early pick on the DPS. Let's see if they're going to be able to capitalize on this. Sojourn on the... from Koga. Hydrate is finds 2. Gabe and Pleb both go down. Whooper finds Phoenix. And now we're going to get this big flip here coming in from Profits.
Yeah, that flip is going to be very beneficial. Profits were kind of in a little bit of a tough situation. Didn't have the map control that they wanted to. Kept fighting to get it back. You saw Hydrate accidentally fall off the map at one point, switching over to the Reaper. I think it'll help them out now that they have point control. They'll be able to play this a little bit more aggressively and actually play the style that they want to play into these matchups.
Oh, Pleb.
Reaper, but the Reaper's
What
gonna
a
take it
big
down.
hook from Gabe. Gets that hook out after the distraction comes in from Pleb. Dreadnought in it very dangerously close. Those shields are not going to be enough to sustain them, but they are going to mine points, which is going to sustain the point for just a little bit. But except for the one fact that Phoenix is going to pick up that coalescence and just rain down and cleanse the point. Oh, Dreadnought falling very, very low. Koga is low as also, but his OC, will they get anything with it? They're putting enough pressure on it. Gabe is falling low. Jabe has to pull back to stabilize a little bit. Pleb falls low, takes the blast from Koga. Benny Straw gets Whooper. And Shan is forced into taking Lucio as the copy. Just enough pressure in. Let's see how fast they can build up that beat if they're going to get it done in time. No, they won't be able to. Whooper putting a lot of pressure in. Shan flips back. Gabe picks off Swazzy Jazzy. The boop comes in, but they were able to touch it in time to get a little bit of overtime tickage. And now, just like that, Profits is able to cap the point. And they are in last fight territory, but they do hold the advantage when it comes to ult economy.
They do hold that advantage. That is true. I would say Phoenix on this Moira is not necessarily the most strange pick, especially if you're expecting to have this jetpack cat and these aerial kind of heroes. Shan going over to dupe onto that Lucio earlier in the fight made sense if they had the 50% dupe ultimate.
Oh no, Hydrate gets Pleb early and Bendy Straw and is able to get themselves back out again. They do get hooked by Gabe, but I don't think that's going to matter. It is going to have to force the full reset here from Quetzalcoatl. And now, with the Disruptor Shock going in, they're in last fight territory. Only 14 seconds left to try to get the flip. Tracer coming in now underneath there. Bendy Straw taking it. There's the big beat coming in. And the zone. We got an overtime now, and it's ticking down. People are on point. Hydrate starts to spin on point. Gabe is on there. It's still ticking away. That time percentage is like it's going all the way down. Dreadnought does get in, drops the mines, but with Shan, Bendy Straw, and Gabe all getting picks there, that is going to give Quetzalcoatl the first map point on this map.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't seen on stream, but we almost had a C9 already. The Wrecking Ball tried to touch the point, and Gabe on this Roadhog, sorry, almost said Winston. Wow. Gabe on this Roadhog almost actually body blocked the ball from being able to force the OT a little bit longer. But while the ball was focused on that, Ben Straw got a pulse bomb onto the cat, and the rest of the team just kind of fell after. So Quetzalcoatl are going to be in a good starting position here. Both teams taking the TP. Shan with the Echo probably will be able to get back a little bit faster than the Tracer, depending on how they play the positioning. And I mean, it's a Reaper instead, so it'll be a little bit interesting to see if Shan will be able to set themselves up in these height positions where they might not be able to get picked off by Koga.
Yeah, they are playing a really interesting composition, and I think it has the potential to pay off for them. The Disruptor goes in, starts ticking away at Phoenix a little bit. They are able to get stabilized. Bendy Straw kind of falling low. Dreadnought in there, just trying to disrupt as much as they can. They're a little bit half health there. Hydrate as well, kind of falling down. Phoenix is also low, able to get themselves into a position to stabilize. An Echo looking above here, trying to get that big pick on Lucio. Doesn't quite see it. Just now putting a little bit more pressure on the point there. Gabe does find Dreadnought. And Pleb finding Hydrate as well. Shan will hit Jazzy. Phoenix will get it. The entire team getting work done. And after only 15 percentage points for Profits, Quetzalcoatl takes the point.
Yeah, and Quetzalcoatl fine with giving up that map. Dreadnought
Oh, Dreadnought
missed a
takes
rollout.
the L early. Bendy Straw finding Jazzy. That's not that bad of a pick to take there because you are going to be spawning at the same time. But that is still a really, really unfortunate drop. And now switching over to the Orisa to be able to deal with this Roadhog just a little bit better.
Yeah, it might have been a missed a rollout, or it might have been a situation where, as a team, they said, "All right, at this point, we just need to."
Oh,
regroup."
Shan!
But Koga's gonna take down Shan with a nice right click.
Now this does end up favoring Quetzalcoatl a little bit better. Koga does find Pleb though. Gabe finding that they're going back and forth. Koga's got that OC and pops off on Phoenix. The Orisa forcing in to make it, forcing the issue here on point and gaining percentage. Echo coming in from the top here. Now there's the whole hog from Gabe. Just spinning, just trying to see what they can do. They're falling low. Whooper coming in to try to see if they can get anything done on it. Shan switches just very briefly and gets absolutely wrecked. Phoenix does find Dreadnought here. Gabe finding Whooper. And now Jazzy, Swazzy Jazzy trying to get out, but Bendy Straw finds them on the way. And now it's 72%. It looks like Quetzalcoatl is going to have a stranglehold on the
Straw!
Bendy Straw continuing the carnage, hitting Hydrate with that pulse bomb. And now, in definite flash fight territory, with only 15% to go, they've got to make a strong push here. Gabe, they do put a little bit of pressure on Gabe, forcing him to come back. But what is the angle? They're all going high ground. There comes the ult in from Mizuki. Phoenix does find Whooper here. Now there's the spin from Hydrate. He finds Pleb, but falls to Phoenix. Swazzy Jazzy falling though as well. The entire team now looking in critical condition. Shan finding Koga. Jazzy goes down to Gabe. Dreadnought gets finished off by Bendy Straw. And first point will go to IPE Quetzalcoatl.
Yeah, very good first point here. I'm very impressed at how well the Roadhog composition worked, and I feel like they built that composition very well with the strengths and weaknesses. I mean, you have that Moira. A lot of teams don't like to run a Moira, but when you have something like a Roadhog who's going to have to be kind of kept alive and being able to substitute a little bit of the healing for that Roadhog whenever needed, that's definitely a strength that this team has. And having that Echo as well, just being able to take down lower health targets after a hook or something like that, really good for IPE Quetzalcoatl. I'm going to be curious to see if we see a Hog ban or something like that coming into one of these other maps, because Hog's not really a common hero you see in Div 2 especially.
Hog can be dealt with, but it involves your entire team flipping around there to get it done. Again, we are getting the question of why we are specking in third person. The over the shoulder shot there of Echo finishing that off. Yeah, I think that there is a way to deal with Roadhog, but it does really involve your entire team making the switch for it, which they started to do. And I understand that Whooper really is enjoying playing that jetpack cat, but you without like a without a way to capitalize on that movement ability, you're kind of end up in a position where the cat just isn't as effective as it could be.
Yeah, and I mean, with that as well, the cat's already at a little bit of a downside because they have to deal with that Moira.
Yes.
You have a Moira who doesn't have to hit like a skill check to really damage you. It can really just be a right click.
If you add an orb to it and you've used your boosters already, that's, you know, Cat does have a very low damage threshold. Um, you can be forcing them out of situations, and the only self healing that they have is on that long cooldown. And you don't tend to want to use that on yourself. Your mobility means that you want to jump to um, health pack to keep yourself up, which is helpful. But if you end up getting caught out by that Moira, you're absolutely right. Uh, the next map here we're gonna see is New Queen Street. Very quick pick here from Profits. They know what they want,
Yeah,
and they want Canada,
and they want
and who
nothing to
can
do with the
blame them?
hog as well, as they're going to be banning out the hog going into this
Absolutely.
map.
Honestly, I think it's a good choice to get that ban early, um, because if you're trying to wait until last match to do it, you don't know what you're gonna come in on, and you really wanna try to get that win here. A map 2 win with these sh 5 map, these best of 5s series, going down 1-0 is it's really tough because the entire pressure of the game now falls on you in map 2. You can't you have to win here, or there's a stranglehold on the series. This isn't one of those like long beautiful 7 game series in the playoffs where you can get a little bit more of a momentum swing after game 2 you know uh if you're able to get a couple picks that you want and a couple caps that you want. um So at this point in time, I think getting that ball ban, or sorry, the hog ban right now, it also protects your wrecking ball, um,
Hmm.
if that's the direction that they want to go to on New Queen Street, and they have that opportunity here. So then becomes the question: what does Quetzalcoatl choose as their ban to follow that up?
That's true. It's probably going to depend a lot on what tank option you want to go for with the rest of your team. What do you do? Any hero swaps? Do you stick with the composition that you're currently running and have Gabe on a different hero as opposed to the Roadhog? Or is this something where you feel that even with the Hog ban, you're confident enough to um, sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second. Um, do you feel like you're confident enough with the hog ban coming in where you can choose to ban something that you feel DGC might want to rely on even without the hog, and you feel like, yeah, we'll throw Gabe in on maybe not their main hero as opposed to a sub?
I think you still have Gabe. Um, I think you still have Gabe here. They have an absolutely stellar Reinhardt as well, which we're likely going to see here now. And Reinhardt can deal with ball, not quite as well as Roadhog, right? That doesn't have that crowd control. I mean, the slam will completely negate him if you get a good charge in. That can help, but uh, yeah, they do have other tank options, and even at this level, I don't know. I mean, generally, I don't know that Reinhardt is going to be a good pick for falling into some of these some of the metas here, but they also have a very strong Junker Queen. Their Winston's good. Their Zarya is good. If they really want to call on, if they really want to call on it, they can go Diva, or they can mirror the Wrecking Ball if they want to. They're not quite as strong in their hero pool, but um, they do seem to have the full repertoire of every tank in that hero pool. So that will be helpful moving them forward here. So it is going
Mhm.
to depend what they see coming out on um, from profits, but I think Gabe is well equipped to deal with whatever comes at him.
Now, with that, you mentioned a lot of heroes. One that I kind of took note of, the Zarya. If you know they're going to go Wrecking Ball and they're probably going to want to solo out specific targets, do you go something like a Zarya and try and pair it with like a Vendetta, which is a meta comp right now?
Yeah.
Or do you stay with these kind of non-meta surprise compositions where teams might not have as much experience scrimming against those compositions?
I think that you're probably fine playing that meta. Um, the issue comes in of its, your resources at that point. Are you bubbling to protect your backline from the ball slams, or are you focusing, or are you just ignoring the ball and just trading backlines? And you
Right.
got to make a definitive call early on that, of what you want to do. And you know, because without a backline, I think the answer there is, you just trade backlines, because that does give the a firm advantage to our to the Zarya in that case. They're able to sustain better on point. They're able to really control some of the other. Sorry, I got distracted by
Yeah, no
Dusty
worries.
popping into chat here.
No worries. I could have sworn I had seen them for a second, but I was like, am I hallucinating or did they actually pop in? But in the meantime,
I love the
Gabe's gonna
fact
be on
that
Reinhardt.
this is something I'm just noticing on this. It's snowing, which means it's winter, yet all of the
Like the
maple
trees are
leaves
there.
are
Yeah.
still like, it looks like autumn, but it's snowing. I don't know.
I can tell you with 100% certainty in the winter it does not look like this in Canada. At least where I am in Canada.
Absolutely not.
No
This is
chance in hell.
much more beautiful than winter, and like the snow is all white, and that is not the color of snow in Toronto.
Yeah, exactly. As Phoenix is going to take down Hydrate Water already.
That
early
orb
pick from
doing a lot of good
Quetzalcoatl.
work. Bendy Straw does get Swazi, and we do see Reinhardt in here from Gabe. Probably one of their better heroes. And again, this has the same sort of, the same sort of flexibility that you find with Azaria, where, you're not going to be able to peel for your backline as well. You're going to rely a lot on Hydrate just marking the ball as much as they can. Oh, sorry, Bendy Straw marking that ball. The pressure is coming in here right on point, but the cart continues to push for free. There is no fighting how they. Dreadnought is falling low. Hydrate is falling low. And there we go. Dreadnought finally remembering, oh yeah, the robot is pushing here, and it's 2/3 of the way to the first point. Dreadnought falls low. Hydrate falls low. Now they're just putting as enough pressure on Dreadnought as they can. 1 HP. Are they able to get themselves out? They are. They're going to get the Mega from underneath.
Hydrate's
And
looking to try
Tracer-
and take down the Mizuki here, but the Mizuki's going to be able to chain Dreadnought. That's actually a very good situation as well. The Sombra's not an option in this map, neither is the Hog, but being
Oh,
able
the
to
Tracer
chain the
is
ball
getting a lot of pressure now and on the ball. The ball's falling so low. Able to move themselves around here. Gabe finding the Fire Strike now on Swazi Jazzy. And they've pushed basically for free the first 57 meters to the butt scratch.
Yeah, basically free. I mean,
Oh
they've been winning a lot
no,
of these
Dreadnought
fights.
falls. Bendy Straw falls, but they take out Dreadnought first, and that's going to continue this free push now for Quetzalcoatl.
Yeah,
Lucio
they
trying
have
to
a bit
take
of
up
a
an
push
angle
right now.
here. Just trying to put as much pressure on it as front, and they do finally get Gabe all the way back here. Oh, there's the mines in the room. How many can they get? They get Pleb. Reinhardt is swinging away, trying to deal with this, but they're down at half HP, taking shots and rails now from Koga, who finds Shan. Bendy Straw ends up falling to Whooper. Now Gabe has to pull all the way back, and they're able to push now. There are enough sitting here on the robot to push this up past the Mediterranean Grill and Warbird's gyms. There's the slam. There it is to get Dreadnought. The solo ult, but the solo ult is going to be enough because it's on the tank, and that is going to be able to push back Profits under the overpass. It's an interesting phrase. And now again, and now pushing for free again, getting close to that forward spawn.
Yeah, Gabe went with the ult just to kind of punish the
Soldier ult
for going too far. Soldier ult.
Koga coming in with
Visor. Not able to get a pick just yet. Koga's going to respond with
Koga gets the OC, also doesn't find anything with it. Bendystraw does find Hydrate. And now here's the big slam coming in from Dreadnought. Dreadnought looking for anything here, but not able to focus anything out. Bendystraw finds Whooper. And even though Gabe's at half health, he's going to be able to back up back to the safety of the robot and get stabilized.
Phoenix's
Dreadnought
job is really just to heal Gabe when they need help. And it works very effectively with this team comp. Because Pleb can just focus on keeping the Tracer alive, and Shan has their own healing pack when they need. But,
Rush comes in. Hydrate does find Shan, but Pleb takes them out in response. That's a DPS for a DPS. Now Dreadnought does find Gabe.
Make trouble.
And that's going to be enough to get this robot back over center, taking away that forward spawn and hopefully giving them an opportunity to push up here towards a forward spawn of their own. Oh, what a grab. Pleb absolutely has Dreadnought. He has his number all day with those chains.
Pleb's chains have been
And again,
impressive, honestly.
Dreadnought so low, gets charged, and the mines that are sitting on point don't really matter. Now it might give them some free push here. Gabe is falling low, Whooper as well, and Dreadnought finally changes to a different tank, hits on over to the Diva, and maybe this will be the switch that gets them what they need. Hydrate does find the mini there, get themselves up, but then takes a fire strike anyway. And again, just nothing that they can seem to do here. Dreadnought does find a punch on Pleb, but the charge comes in, and that's going to try to demech them. No! The beat comes in at exactly the right time. Dreadnought able to get healed up, and they're forcing Gabe back now. The charge, no charge in his wheelhouse. Now this might be an opportunity then for them to make a push on it. There's a big slam on Diva, trying to get them out of mech. They do. Dreadnought does fall. Another fire strike that's just absolutely critical. And Gabe finding another one.
Gabe has just been on a tear tonight.
Now just swinging that hammer gleefully. They're falling a little bit low, standing in the disruptor shot. There could be an opportunity, but no, they're able to get back to that stabilization. And Shan kind of just walking on point now. Not taking this forward space.
I mean, Shan knows that Diva is going to be looking out for them. Obviously, Shan's kind of the weaker target in this team composition when it comes to the Diva, the primary target. So, not taking the aggressive angle, just kind of playing back a little bit. Gabe is going to get stuck.
Two ults here. Bendystraw does get it. Shan finding Hydrate. The Coalescence is going to come in to finish more of them off. Phoenix finds two with that Coalescence. And now we have Reinhardt finding the DMech on Dreadnought. Dreadnought is going to be able to get back in there for the switch and over to Ramatra, giving up that ult charge, but I think that's fine because it's either you're in a tank or you're not. Oh, Hydrate and Koga both finding picks. Koga finding another one with the OC. Incredible. Bendystraw finding Koga to finish them up, but it doesn't matter because the rest of the team falls. That's a team kill for Profits. Is it going to be enough here with 2.5 minutes left?
The switch from Profits comes in clutch, but I think for Quetzalcoatl, their main goal there was just to take as long as they could to push the bot up to where they got it. They don't necessarily have to full cap. They're confident enough, I feel, with a 2-minute and 30-second lead that they can play this a little bit more defensively if they need, and they don't have to worry about the full cap as Phoenix going to take out
finds Chat. Oh, it finds Whooper with the visor. Hydrate falls low. Dreadnought does get Pleb, and the bot is continuing to push here. No, Dreadnought eventually takes the L from Bendystraw, but that could be enough for Profits to get reset and re-engage.
They're gonna go back to the
They
wrecking
do
ball.
have they do have both support ults, which can be used to engage. And here is that beat from Jazzy just to get the push, early push, and go it in. The slam comes in. It finds Hydrate. Jazzy falling low. Whooper also falling low with the rush. Are they going to be able to get themselves set up for it? They're not on point. Nobody's touching point. The robot is sitting alone on Queen Street. Nobody there
Feels like selling, huh?
to move it up.
Moving the bot.
Who's on fire? I am.
It doesn't even manage to get back up. The forward spawn still. Quetzalcoatl still has forward spawn. That's a mistake. They had an opportunity to push that back up over center and push the spawn back. But now it's just hanging out here.
I think this is the area that Quetzalcoatl wants to play. I think this is kind of the realm that they want to stay in with this time bank advantage. I think this is kind of the position they want to use. Pleb is now on the brig. Might help them a little bit with dealing with that wrecking ball. But
I think Tracer is ill-advisedly pushing that robot up. I know it's going to take a little bit more time, but with the easier access to the robot, especially with overtime ticket coming up here, this looks like it's going to be incredibly, like, they're going to need to pull out all the stops. They do have 3 ults coming online. That rush is still sitting there, hasn't been used yet. Hydrate falls with the high noon. The beak, oh, the bush comes in. Here's Coalescence now, right on the robot. But Phoenix, Pleb, both finding picks. Dreadnought's the only one there and ends up just dying before they can get back to the point. And second point, a second map here on New Queen Street goes to Quetzalcoatl. And Koga again with play of the game.
Koga's getting these play of the games and is helping out their team a lot, but I feel like at its core, this team has to kind of stray away from this ball comp that they're wanting to run. I don't think the ball is working well enough for them so far. I think they have to make an adjustment here. And they'll have a little bit of time to make an adjustment as we are going to be going on a bio break. I don't know why that says 4, because you can only win 1 point on New Queen Street. So let me just adjust that on the graphic side of things. But
4-0.
4 is
How do you
4-0
manage
on New
that?
Queen Street.
So thank you, everybody. We are going to be taking a bio break at this moment. We'll see you again in 5 minutes for Profit's pick for Map 3. Welcome back, everybody, to this Division 2 matchup in Week 6 between Quetzalcoatl and Prophets. This is Week 6. There is one more week after this. And hopefully, though, there is more than one map after this, as we are now headed over to Numbani,
Yeah, this will be a fun one. We've
everybody's
got
favorite map.
Numbani. I won't say it's my favorite.
A
It's
lot
a
of people
pretty
hate this
decent
map.
one though. I
I have never understood the Numbani hate, but I play hit scans, so
I think it's the hate of the last point where it's what's it called? Where it's so difficult to actually fully cap.
but that's fine because both teams have to deal with that, right?
Right, but I feel like
It
it's a lot of people just liking that factor. For a lot of
if
players, I
both
feel like they
teams
prefer just
yeah,
being able to full cap in general.
but that was one of the reasons why Assault was taken out of the game, is every single time that you got professional players playing it, it just went forever because you'd win one team fight and cap, and then you'd win another team fight and cap, and then you'd have like 6 minutes in your time bank, and you'd have to go through it over and over and over again. I understand you're not going to have that situation with Numbani, but or with hybrid maps or escort maps, but it was the reason that Assault was taken out of the game. It just maps were taking so what not that it's going to take the same amount of time because there is a time bank, but bringing everything down is like points should be difficult to cap. It shouldn't be easy. There's a reason why I also love Havana. Third point is not easy to cap. There are
Fair
too many,
enough.
right? There's a lot of angles on that map. It's the same kind of thing. It's an escort map, right? If your team is able to make that push and go all the way in, and especially after you hit the portcullis, like going along the side and up the bridge can be a slog, but trying to get through the port, like after you're in the portcullis, there are so many defensive angles that the whole area is a massive kill box, right? So
Yeah.
being able to cap late, like I understand the idea of, you know, you feel more successful if you cap, especially if you're the first one to go,
Hmm.
right? If you're on defense first, it doesn't feel like you feel better making the big stop. So maybe it gives that edge to the team that's on defense first. Maybe that's all that happens. Uh, but Numbani isn't. And again, you get to that end, and there are so many defensive angles that you can take that it makes that last stretch really, really tough. And I think that's fine.
Yeah, fair enough. And I mean, just
Now,
real quick, while we have the time, swap coming in, Fletch is going to be coming into the match um, to replace the tank that we
yeah,
had previously.
Fletch was taking over for Dreadnought.
Hmm.
Um, and I think that's it.
Yeah,
I
that
think
would
that's
be
the only
all.
change. Yeah, that's it.
So bans for this map, you've got the Tracer ban from DGC Profits, the Winston ban from Quetzalcoatl. Might have been a little bit of a scouted selection.
Ready for battle.
Gabe is going to be back onto this Roadhog. Phoenix is on the Mercy.
Well,
Web
bands
is on
came
the
in before the
Ana.
flips, right? So
Yes.
I do like this Sombra pick here from Koga.
The Sombra might work out pretty well with Gabe and everything considered. Phoenix and Shan might become a combo.
We do
I'm
like to see
curious
that
to see.
5, 4, 3.
the Moth and Firefly combo.
Yeah.
Incoming.
But it looks like for the time being, the Mercy is going to be pocketing over the, what's it called?
Gabe looking the
The
wrong
Ash.
way. Oh, they do end up turning around. The hook comes in and does find Fletch, forcing them back. Hydrate taking a little bit of damage there.
Ooh, Fletch is demeched
Trying to
already.
find a ditcher. Fletch is demacked already. That's so early. Gate trying to find that finish. Fletch gets slept. And that is going to be the end of this first push. It gets worse. Gabe finds Hydrate. Are they going to spawn together? Okay, they do. It isn't a stagger. They do spawn together.
But still a nasty
Sombra.
pick.
Oh, Sombra is in a tough spot. They know where she is. And they've just let her go now. So Koga is going to get the hack on this. Already has the hack on that mini there. Doing a happy little sneak.
Looking for their
Wondering
prey.
what they can get. There's the TP up onto the high ground, taking a look, seeing where the Echo is. Found them, putting the pressure in now. Benny Straw finds Hydrate, though. So Koga needs to do a little bit more work here. Again, Fletch falling so low and does get demech, but now as much power as he can put in there. Oh, another great hook from Gabe, finding Whooper. And the Diva eventually goes down to the grenades. And trying to get pressure here, trying to force out the Sombra. Sombra is able to get out again and restage.
It's been a really good defense from Quetzalcoatl. The Mercy Pocket is not something you see every day, but not in, organized play like this, but it's kind of working out for them in a surprising way. I'm shocked to see it.
Hog looking up for trying to see if they can get it and picks out of there. They do get another hook on Whooper to finish it off with the headshot, and here comes the whole Hog, putting them all the way off of the map. They get Hydrate. That's only the one, but there goes the Lucio too, in a position where Bendy Straw can finish them off. And again, the entire team completely wiped out, except Koga, who is yet to die.
Yeah, Koga has this EMP in hand. This will be a very strong EMP depending on who they can find to potentially use it onto.
Hopefully she can pop it just a little bit later than the Bob pops out. Maybe you can get the hack on the Bob as well, just to kind of... There's a hook there again on Fletch. Fletch has to use the DM to save themselves and get out. I like the Diva pick against the Roadhog. Always been a fan of that, but they need to do a better job appealing for their team right now. Gabe finding, just to my point, Hydrate goes down. Koga eventually does take the L to Shan, and now Diva demeched, and only 60 seconds left. And it's not quite a team kill, but it's so close.
Yeah, Fletch has still not gotten the remech yet. They haven't got that ult yet, and there's only 40 seconds. They have a lot of ults they're going to have to work against, the dupe, the nano, the Bob. Pleb's going to get hacked early on, but is going to take down Koga instead.
Oh, Pleb finds Koga. Another hack in on, another hook in on Fletch. She is going to use that bomb for the remech now. That does give them an opportunity to go for it. Hydrate and Jazzy now do get the picks on Shannon Pleb, and this is the opportunity that they need. Here comes Bob, the DM, looking straight at Bob's face, and the OC coming from Hydra finds Phoenix and Gabe, two from the OC. Whooper finishing off Bendy Straw's Bob, and they do get the cap here in OT. Incredible work here. It took them 4 minutes. But they do have that extra 2 minutes and 30 seconds now to push through downtown.
You got to give all of the credit there to Hydrate for that. Honestly, Hydrate found the opening picks, found the way to solidify the fight as well, and that's why Gabe tries to hook them first.
There's that DM from Fletch for doing the great peel there for their sojourn. Pressure coming in. Gabe does find Koga. Oh, now Gabe is coming up with Shan underneath, trying to find what they can. Getting damage in on Whooper. And now there comes another whole Hog. A big hook on Jazzy, who's able to boop himself out. And there's the Kitsune rush. Whooper is falling low. but they find their kills when they need them. Pleb and Gabe both go down. Big headshots from Hydrate, 2 in a row.
Shan
Here
using
comes
the
the
dupe
copy
here
now
just to
from
keep
Shan
himself
on the
alive.
Soldier to keep themselves alive here. Let's see how fast they can build that OC, because that is a game changer if they can get that charged and press Q. They're so close. There it is. They gotta press Q. Oh no, they're out of the dupe so quickly. And now 70 seconds left here to push it up here. Bob comes in all the way by the point, though, is not going to be able to stall with an additional boop from Fletch that pushes them out. Phoenix is able to get the res on Shen, who had gotten obliterated. A big hook from Gabe finds absolutely nothing there. Here comes the OC from Hydrate along with the beat, trying to see what they can find here out of this. Who will they get? Gabe gets nanoed. Betty Shaw goes down to the OC. There's a TP out. Fletch finds Shan. Koga does die, but now all of this pressure is being turned around on the Hog, and the point just 2 centimeters away. But Gabe finding a good position on it, and they do move it forward. That click with 30 seconds left on that time bank, which gives them a full 2 minutes to try to get it the rest of the way. Oh, what an incredible placement for the bomb, but doesn't find anybody.
That Lucio boop to get Gabe off of the point is definitely going to be in a highlight reel for someone. Swazzy Jazz is definitely going to put that in a highlight reel if they can.
Oh, here comes a big D.Va up here now, trying to find what they can. Koga just gets the virus on Bendy Straw and finishes them off. Gabe falling half. Mercy is just jumping around, healing whatever they can. Gabe gets hacked, but he has that whole Hog now, and here it comes. Spinning it away, that chain gun just blasting as many people as they can, but he doesn't find anybody off of it. Fletch, the armor is starting to tick away there now. Bendy Strong falling low, he dies! Oh, that's an opportunity. Again, the virus doing work. Fletch on post, Shaw. Shan gets the copy on the D.Va. Here comes the beat, another beat from Swazzy Jazzy. A little bit too early because the bomb is gonna come now. Are they gonna be able to evade it? They do! They get everything out of the way. Shan gets back in the mech, but then the dupe goes away. Swazzy Jazzy gets absolutely clobbered by Gabe there after the hook. Another hook on Fletch. Out of mech now. Are they gonna be able to, well, no, they're just walking right in. They're walking right in, and now they're just staggering Fletch instead of, oh no, what a, oh, that's a mistake by Fletch.
Oh no, Fletch!
No, that's
Fletch
such a
tried
mistake.
to walk off the map, couldn't get there in time, and then Gabe hooks
Oh,
them before they
no.
could get away.
What a great hook. OT going now, though. Lucio able to get in here and get to the point. Just to add to the stag there, Swazzy ends up taking the L. And Fletch not able to come back in time on the ball to get that done. And Shan didn't have to be perfect. But at the end of all of it, Gabe finishing with only 2 deaths. Phoenix, they only found the Mercy once.
Wow.
Oh no.
I'm curious to see from Quetzalcoatl how they feel they're going to deal with this composition. I feel like the Prophet's comp might have worked a lot just because of the fact they're on attack. I don't know if it's a defensive-sided composition, but I'm curious to see if we see a switch back over to the D.Va from Fletch, depending on how it goes for Gabe on this Roadhog. And seeing the Brig come out is an interesting choice. I'm curious to see how it works. Pleb on the Lifeweaver as well. That'll be interesting to see, maybe just for the grips and the tree ability as well, or the pedal ability. As Bendy Straw is going to be on the Soldier. Koga's still on that Sombra.
Prophets did push it 67 meters beyond 6'7"
Six,
beyond the
goddamn.
second point. And now Gabe still on that Hog here. Fletch has switched over to the Sigma. Again, holding that high ground on the right side that most teams are so want to do. Koga does able to get themselves out to get stabilized. And now the pinch are coming in on Fletch. Has to throw hands early, but the beam from Shan doesn't care about your hands and just melts Fletch. And the whole team has to back off and give first point for free. Oh, Whooper does find Pleb here, so now there is an advantage. There is a support advantage. The res comes in, but that's going to give this team enough time to come back and maybe stabilize and potentially stop them from... No, they're not going to be able to do that. Shan finishes off Koga, and now they're going to have to hold this corner because with 5 minutes and 30 seconds in this time bank, Quetzalcoatl can be patient and push, but they're getting free space here. They're just backing off.
For Quetzalcoatl, one of the bigger questions is going to be who do you put on the payload? Because Shan, I feel, is going to do the best with their mobility if they're not on that payload, and Ben D-Straw might benefit a bit more from it. But it really depends what you're going to run. I think they're doing the opposite of what I suggested.
I think Shan is the person to put on that payload. A lot more ways to get out there. Ben D-Straw finds Hydrate, dies for it. Both dying to abilities. Koga fixing off Phoenix, and now the numbers in favor of Profits. Can't get the hook, and now Quetzalcoatl being forced back until they're 5 again.
Yeah, Gabe's gonna have this ult coming up relatively soon, along with the Tree of Pleb. I'm curious who's the main target for Gabe. If they find someone out of position, even if they're not the main target, are they going to go for them right away?
Benny Straw taking outside, trying to put pressure, does find Whooper. Now putting shots into Hydrate's back on that. What an absolutely bonkers flank. Benny Straw putting pressure on Jazzy now and kill Fletch. Fletch goes down. And with Swazzy going down as well, this is going to be just free space. It's free real estate for Quetzalcoatl.
Nice. Gabe's looking to try and go in this backline already and jump on a target.
Shan finds Koga. Gabe finding Hydrate water, and here comes the damage boosted sights. Swazzy trying to get out, able to get to the mini. Trying to get all the way out, but is stuck in there. Eventually, Gabe kills them. Fletch goes down too, and working themselves away, only 40 meters away from pay dirt.
I don't think Quetzal's happy with being down 2-0 at the, losing 2 of the points on the defense side of things. I think they're coming with a vengeance, but the ult
Here comes the ult economy. There goes, all right, there comes the OC. Mutt up with the gravitic flux, but Hydrate dies before they can find anything. The bash comes in on Gabe, and that's going to finish them off, but Shanna Pleb doing work, and the res is completely unimpeded. And now Gabe standing on point and easily with 4 minutes, with only 4:20 left, blaze it on the clock.
We had a 6-7 and a 420.
Blaze through that point and blaze through this series 3-0.
Yeah, that was a very dominant performance from Quetzalcoatl, showing that these non-standard compositions can work out as they take the game. And here's the tough question now. Who is the MVP of the match?
I don't think there's much of a question on this one. I think I don't think I'm going to get much of a disagreement on this. My MVP for tonight is Gabe.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm going to have to give it to Gabe as well.
It was just an outstanding performance. He got the hog band, went over to the Reinhardt, and nothing changed. He was still there, still absolutely rocking. No matter what happened, no matter what the comp was playing it against him, he was able to deal with it no matter what. When Diva came in, he was able to deal with the Diva. When he was playing Hog, he was able to deal with whatever was there. he was absolutely a dominant force tonight, the best player in the lobby for sure. And this whole team from and yeah, this whole team coming in here from um was able to do just absolutely incredible work. We have a different nomination from Quetzalcoatls themselves. They've decided that Shan is their MVP. I'm still going with Gabe. I still think that it's Gabe. Shan did, however, have an absolutely marvelous game themselves. In fact, Quetzalcoatl in general had just an outstanding performance. They took an L last week, and I don't know what to tell you, but they came out on fire.
They
They
came with a
never slowed
vengeance.
down. They were like, we need to show that we are still the best team. Uh, they're looking at last week as a fluke. They say we are the best team in this division. We are going to be the team that uh wins the title. And after last week where they only lost by what was it like final fight. They were final
Yeah.
fight territory. And yeah, so we're gonna get Shan in here,
Hmm.
who is gonna pop in for who's
On
gonna pop in
Gabe's
here for Gabe and,
behalf.
on Gabe's behalf, and is gonna do our interview for us for Quetzalcoatl.
Yeah.
Absolutely phenomenal performance by them, and I can't
Yep.
wait to kind of pick their brain on it.
We will drag them in just now. Hello,
And
Shan.
here they are. First of all, Shan, I want to congratulate you on an absolutely phenomenal game here tonight. It was dominant from beginning to end. I don't think that you um I feel like you led wire to wire. It was an absolutely dominant performance by your entire team. We gave the MVP to Gabe just because of his ability to adapt, but
Oh, he
you
deserves
had
it.
uh
Absolutely.
but you had an absolutely stellar game as well.
Thank you, thank you.
Uh,
I'm only
uh,
here because I'm the one that's good at speaking out of the team. Like, you can't trust Gabe with it, you can't trust Plaid with it. Like, they deserve the MVP more than me, but I pushed cart and I'm good at talking, so
I
that's why I'm here.
pushed hard.
yeah, that's we were talking about that as well. Of like, who do you put on cart here? Are you gonna have it? Are you gonna have the flanker do it? Like, or are you gonna have the
Just me.
soldier do it?
Me.
And you
Go
you
cart.
and you were like, yeah. And then uh, we watched the flank from your soldier come in up from the outside, and I went, okay, well, yeah. Uh, so last week felt like a heartbreaker.
Yeah, last week was tough. Yeah.
When you really had a shot at beating a team that had not dropped a map. It was I think it was the best matchup so far this season of any division. And uh it comes down to final fight last week. And how much motivation did that give your team to go, okay, no, we're gonna put the pedal to the metal here, and we're just going to obliterate every other opponent that we face this season.
So we had some really great scrims this week too. Like we really focus on, obviously, like we're like not a meta team, right? Like we're super duper
No.
we play the characters that we find fun, right? Like that's obvious that we play the characters
Yeah.
that we enjoy playing. And we really put the pedal to the metal in scrims this week. Like we were super disciplined and like problem solving and thinking about the main issues that we faced last week, and like started trying to work on problem solving that during scrims and problem solving it during bot reviews. Like we're super focused on making our heroes work and playing some really just traditional Overwatch. I mean, we play Reinhardt. Come on, like we're playing the most it doesn't get more traditional than that.
It really
So
doesn't.
we're really focused on like trying to pinpoint our weakest spots and figuring out solutions that work for us and still like apply to our philosophy for how we like to play the game. Like you're never gonna see us on a Kiri Lu backline. Like that's just never gonna happen. One of us is dead or like dying if we're on Kiri Lucio. So for the most part, we spent a lot of time like really like trying to identify weak points, and we're still doing that. Like scrims the next few weeks are gonna still be doing that. We've been pushing the SR of our scrims. Like we're really trying to just stick to our philosophy and have some fun playing Overwatch and win some matches. Like that's all we're doing.
and it's working for you. I mean, it's like going into last week, you've dropped 1 map
Yeah.
the
Yep.
entire season, and now you're at, just after last week, I mean, you played an absolutely incredible team last week, so, like, there's but you're at 3 total maps dropped in 6 weeks. Uh,
It's pretty impressive when you put it like that, actually.
yeah, I think that, your team has absolutely proven that how impressive that they are. So, um, was this a what was it that you saw, especially after um, the Hog Band came in for New Queen Street?
Yes.
What was it that you saw out of Profits that you knew you could capitalize on?
So we knew that they were a dive team. We knew that they prefer to play like the ball tracer Sombra. Um, and we knew that New Queen Street is really, really good for us to counter that because there's so many good rooms. I don't know if you noticed that on New Queen Street, we always had our squishiest characters. So myself on Soldier 76 and Pleb on Mizuki, we were always in a room with a mega health pack. Always. We never left the room unless we like actually had fully won the fight and we were moving to another room. So as soon as we saw the Hogband, we were like, great, that doesn't matter. We can play Reinhardt, and Reinhardt can just push cart. It's the same thing Gabe would have done on Roadhog. He would have been pushing cart and denying, just being a meat bag between us and the enemy team. But the first call, literally instantly, as soon as they picked New Queen Street, Gabe said, "We play Mega. That's all we do the entire map," and we did. We were very, very disciplined. That was the first thing I said when we won the map. I was like, "Great disciplined team. Nobody fed. That was awesome." Like, didn't matter if they ulted, didn't matter what happened. Like, we stuck to our rooms. We played our comp to the way that we can like win to our strengths, which is denying their dive, and playing small rooms denies their dive. So we were really pumped as soon as they picked New Queen Street. Like Gabe was so excited. He was like, "You guys are gonna stand in a room and we're gonna win the map." It was
That
great. We
yeah,
were very disciplined.
that was incredibly evident. There was no feeding at all. Um, Speaking of feeding though,
Yeah.
it was sort of a comical moment that I found. What were the comms like when you watched Baby Diva walking towards the payload, just after she gets demeched with a minute left on Numbani?
Oh, that stagger on third point? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So we were like, our Phoenix, our main support, she's like, stagger the hell out of this diva. Like whatever it takes, stagger her. So we're all staring at her, and we're about to start shooting her because we're like, okay, she probably has mech pretty soon, whatever. Like she's shot me a lot, so she probably has mech. And then Gabe's like, no, 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 let her walk, and I'm gonna hook her back. And then he did it, and
yes,
we were like, we kind of felt bad. We were like, this is diabolical. And then we were like, wait, there's only like 10 seconds left. We can just kill her.
yeah.
It
This
was
is
very
yeah.
funny.
I saw as soon as I saw the play happening, as soon as I saw her walking, I went, "Oh no, oh
Oh
this is not going to
no.
end well. This is
Yep.
not going to end well." They had a very strong push after capping um first point on that. So, but like great props to Profit. They did have a good game.
Yes.
They
Yeah,
just
Numbani, they came out scary. They
yeah,
came out hard and
they
fast,
came out
especially
hard.
after we kind of fumbled first point a little bit. Like we didn't stage quite as we should have on the last point on first point. And then second point, they did a really good job denying our stage. Like our stage is just distance, and they did a really good job of like maintaining map control on second point, and it made it really hard for us to defend second because they were just constantly pressuring for map control. Like the Sombra in our back is really frustrating because we just
Yeah.
don't always know where she is. And the Diva was doing a really good job of like pushing for the high ground, not letting our Ashe take position and establish like where they want to sit during the fight. Um, so second point was hard. We were sweating a little bit going into third point defense. We were a little nervous, but we held it together.
Well, you did an absolutely phenomenal job this week. Congratulations again on your win. You are sitting in second place right now in the standings, but that is by a sliver. Absolute congratulations. Your team is uh, looking like probably the team to beat in the division, and good luck and good hunting moving forward.
Can I
Thank
add
you,
just
thank you.
one extra question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next week, after this matchup, you're playing an in-house match versus
Oh yes.
Cerberus.
Oh,
How
yes.
much is
Yes,
on
we
the
are.
line for that in terms of bragging rights or extra things from coaches?
So, to be honest with you, the coaches of Cerberus are in fact Phoenix and Pleb. That is their project team.
Oh,
Yes. So it's all in good fun. We've scrimmed them quite a bit. Like we haven't in a while, but for a long time we were doing workshop scrims where Quetz would scrim Cerberus with the intention of playing certain heroes that they were struggling with in their tournament matches. And
that's
it like
brilliant.
they would ask us, they were like, okay, we had a tournament where we played against a ball comp that was really, really challenging. Can you play that ball comp and give us like an entire like 5 map scrim of us just playing the ball comp, even though it's not something that we would usually play? We're all very flexible and we all like, I'm probably the least flexible. I roll swapped. I'm usually a support player. I roll swapped, so I'm probably the least flexible, but everybody else is super flexible and we do workshop scrims with Cerberus a lot. So I wouldn't necessarily say bragging rights are on the line so much more as like they like to we're kind of like a litmus test for them of like how well they do against Quetz is a testament to how much they've improved over the last period of time.
Very well said.
Awesome. They are, after last week, they're sitting at 500 as well, having a pretty decent season. Um, and I think they'll probably be able to move up over profits and into the number 4 spot this week
Yeah, it's
with a
been a while
W.
since we played them. I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be really fun.
That'll be a lot of fun. Well, we're looking forward to it as well. Again, thank you so much. Congratulations on your win and good hunting the rest of the season.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. We'll send you back to your team to celebrate a little bit. So have a good rest of your night.
Thank you. You too.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here for this Division Two matchup between Quetzalcoatl and Profits. This is a 3-0 win from Quetzalcoatl going into week 7, where again they will be playing their in-house uh, sister team, and that should be a lot of fun as well. Speaking of a lot of fun, it has been a lot of fun to be here with you again tonight. My name is Mod Hobbs. I've been your shoutcaster here with Caustic, my analyst, and thank you always to our running production for us. Strawberry and Empress Elvin here, always with us. We love you, and we love Nebula, and you all have a phenomenal night.